Okay, so we're working on the center beams for the, this is what supports the sheet metal. And then these are the same as the center beams up in that ceiling there. See that 4x4 square tube running down the center there? So that's what supports the sheet metal and the lighting and everything, in the drop ceiling. So we're building it out of 4x4 by 3/16. These are not going to be manifolds. I ended up with a seam in it, but the bottom that's exposed is ground and blended out really nice. And the sides get angle iron, and that's what the sheet metal lays on, is like an angle iron shelf. And the top, I don't care, I'm not grinding that. But down here at the end, well, that's why we can't use it as a manifold. Gee whiz, that thing will leak a little bit. What do you think? I got a surprise for that. I went ahead and built that into the end there, and you see this front's got a kind of a weird step, and I'll show you after I get it installed why I had to do that kind of double wall plate thing there. It's got the new part of the shop is built a little different than the old part of the shop, so I couldn't use a flat wall plate there. So yeah, we got a surprise for that. Threaded inserts top and bottom. So I got some plans for that part of the beam. So anyways, this center beam's made. This is a 12-footer. So all I did, this is a 10-foot. The big piece is a 10-foot. I just took a full stick, cut it in half, and then I had a little bit of remnant, and I made some 2-footers out of those. All right. Let's see, down at the other end, I got a solid wall plate down there. See, that's just a solid plate all the way across. So I didn't have to do that funny step thing. This is where it comes up against the old shop. But on the new side, I had to do that kind of weird step thing. Anyways, this is one out of 2 center beams I need to build. And next time I talk to you, we'll have them primed and hung in the air. But I'm not going to be able to do my usual airline manifold thing because of that bearing, and I made other plans because of it. So new side of the shop's not going to have the custom Barzy attic manifold Dukem hickeys. All right. Okay, well, I had a whole day to myself, and we got our beams hung up there. Those are those 4x4s, and let me zoom in over there, and you can see why I had to do that funny little step. Oh, that's pretty grainy. All right, there it is. You can see why I had to do that step out there on that one end. Over here is just a flat plate, and that drills through and goes to the other center beam and the other side. You can probably see it better over there. But we've got that in there. And that side over there is where we've got our holes drilled in the beam. And let's go take a look at the other beam. And I can probably get a lot closer to that. I got less junk in the way. There's your stepped connection there. So 2 of them just bolt through the plywood and 2 of them bolt through the steel. And they do kind of a step. So the building manufacturers doing their gables differently than they used to, which is fine. I can accommodate. And somewhere over here there's a weld. I don't know. We cleaned it and polished it. Let me climb this ladder. I know it's in there somewhere. Yep, there it is. You see the weld, and there's the side and the bottom polished, so it looks continuous. And over here is where it bolts through to the one on the other side. We just drilled through the wall and drilled into the other beam on the other side, and you can actually look through the window and see it lining up and tying together. So everything bolts together and makes it as one. All right, so we got our beams in. No holes in this one except for that funny step at the end. But this one isn't getting the mounting holes. Okay, let's walk back over and we're going to look at the airlines, because I did continue the airlines a little bit. So if you remember, we were stubbed through out of that attic of the old part of the shop, and I took off that ball valve, dropped a T on, came over. You see, I pre-installed my white angle for the sheet metal, punched through, came down the wall, unistrut on the wall, a 45 and a quick connect. Changed out part of the old one to a 45 and a quick connect. And then in lieu of doing the manifolds in the tubing, we actually have a manifold up there with a ball valve. Zoom in on that. And out of there, you're going to drop your Parker lock fittings. And I've got one here. That's a manifold. It's drilled and tapped for 1/2 inch pipe thread. It's got 1/4 inch and 3/8 in PT outlets, and you just put in a Parker lock fitting or a polyethylene tube up in the attic over to the ceiling where you want it, and drop in your air. So it's a piece of 1.5 inch square stock that's just been drilled and tapped and turned into Swiss cheese. And if you don't use a hole, throw a plug in it. Anyways, ball valve, manifold up in the attic, easy to get to. Continue the run, did a drop, came over by the Monarch, put one in over there, and angled that at 45 so it doesn't kink the hose. And then also stubbed through to the outside out here in case I would need to fill up a tire on the truck or blow something off or run an impact or whatever. So I did that. I'm going to mirror image all that over here. I've already started, but I did run out of pipe. I got to run and get some pipe this morning. So up there we got our T. Same thing, came over, angle, unistrut, 45, quick connect. Same thing over there. We got a 45 new quick connect over there. So we've got 4 air outlets along this wall. There's 2 there and 2 over there. And we got to our center manifold here, and we ran out of pipe. So I gotta go run get some more. I need enough to go over to that wall and then make a drop, come down to over by that receptacle, punch through the wall, put one outside, put one inside, put one outside. Same thing, it's gonna be mirror image of the other side. So we still need to get that done. Still need to install my manifold that I showed you in my hand here earlier. And from there, we gotta do lighting. We gotta get at least rough in our lighting up on top of that square tube. You can probably see one last hole drilled. That's where the armored cable's coming through. And then we got to come in the center, drop a box up on that upper wooden beam. That beam's just there to support all my stuff. And you know, it's supporting the airline, it's supporting some electrical, and it's going to be supporting the lighting. So you know, we still got to bring in our lighting, and then we can start sheet metal. And you can see back there, I've got a little bit of the white angle in already and punched through. So when the skins come in, they can just drop right in. And I still got to put angle there. And you see I've got angle here already in. That's where I punched the airline through there. Because my skins are here. There's all the skins for the inside. These are just gas station panels. It's like a tongue and groove, or they call it an interlocking flange. So it's like a tongue and groove. It's got a male and female end. And I've got all of my sizes. And these are all roll formed. They get formed like a rain gutter. They just come off a flat coil and go through a machine and get formed. Anyways, this is paint lock, which is a galvanized, but it's been acid washed, so it's ready to take paint. You don't have to do anything to it. Just clean it and spray it. And then I got a bunch of the 14 gauge. This is pre-powder coated. So it's ready to just install. Just cut it and install it. So I've got all my angle. There's the remnants of my I-beam, which is 8 foot. I had to buy a full stick, which is for sale, and I'll sell it cheap. If anyone needs an 8 foot, 6-inch I-beam, I've got one. Nice piece. If you're local, I'm not shipping it. Okay, so I've got my angle here. I've got my sheet metal here. I doubt if these are going to get installed before bash, but they're here. And I got them kind of tucked out of the way so they can stay there during bash. I don't care. But I might get some of them in, but I'm certainly not going to get all that stuff in. Okay, so that's our progress. So what are we on? Phase 5? This sheet metal? Is this phase 5 or phase 4? I can't even remember anymore. Oh my, people are probably going to ask, what are you holding your pipe with? That's this flat strap, and it's just, I just throw it on the shear. Any scrap I got, shear it off, fold it in half, drill a hole in it, put a lag into that beam. Old tricks are the best tricks. It's not UL approved, but it works just fine. Okay, so that's where we're at with it. We're working on airlines, and then we got to do some lighting, and then some sheet metal. Start putting some skins in this thing. This thing really dresses up as soon as you get skins in it. Because this whole section here is going to look like this section here. That's what all the skins do for you. All right. Okay, we're pushing on. Okay, well, I worked for a few hours after I went and got some material, and I got finished. Got my manifold in on this side, and I zigzagged over, and I even put a pipe out over on the patio, over in the cold saw area. So I came down there, put an air outlet there, and again stubbed through the wall. And I put universal couplers out here. These are more expensive, but they'll take 2 or 3 different kinds of the quick connect type. So the U designates it's a universal. So it'll fit the automotive style and the general industrial style. So I've got air at both sides of the shop. Both those are universals out here, and then that's mainly for visitors, bash kind of thing, running steam engines, whatever. And then all inside the shop is the automotive style CP2 is what I use. I tell you, now I told you earlier I ran out of pipe, so I went and got just a little bit of pipe here. Just went and grabbed 20 feet, 2 10-foot sticks was all they have at the big box stores. Made in Indonesia, and it is terrible to work with. You know, the stuff I got was Vietnamese. It was consistent, it threaded nice, everything went good. This stuff has hard and soft spots in it. It doesn't work well, it burrs up bad, it doesn't cut good threads, and the factory threads are just horrible. So I mean, that's absolute bargain basement stuff that you're getting at the big box stores, Home Depot, whatever. So that's the lowest price stuff that you could lay your hands on, I'm sure. So over on this side is the Vietnamese, over on this side is the Indonesian, and it's night and day working with that stuff. So I'm gonna give a big thumbs down to the big box stores for their Schedule 40 pipe. But we've got these dog legs put in, and you can see there I've got more of the sheet metal started. The white angle is a piece of the sheet metal that my skins lay on top of, and then it's pre-punched, so it gets you know, the button head tech screws going up into the sheet metal, and everything gets painted when you're done. All right, so that's next. You know, so this is probably phase. I don't know where we're at. I think we're in phase 4. So phase 5 is going to be our sheet metal skins and maybe paint and completion. That's the big one, completion. I don't want any open air in here anymore. Every time the wind blows, I get dust in here, and I got to keep the Monarch all covered up over there. She's back there underneath a tarp, and she kind of lives there. So I'm trying to avoid having to keep that thing covered up all the time. I can't wait for this area to be closed. You see all there? That's all open. That's going to get closed up when I put the lid in. My attic gets dirty. A lot of dust and dirt gets blown up there. All right. So this is getting closer. I'm getting excited. No way am I going to be done before Bash, but I've got a good dent in it, and I got air. I got power, and I got air. I'm workable now. Okay, thanks for watching.